back. It looks like the one speech just wasn't quite enough. For those of you who know me, you know that public speaking is not a deep passion of mine, but I guess since the eyes of about half the population of Loganville are pretending to be focused on me, I don't really have a choice. So, I would like to begin by expressing my highest gratitude to some very important people in my life and turn the spotlight away from me for a moment. First, my family. Mom, I'm sure you're out there in the audience sobbing right now, but that is just a testament to how much you love and care for me and so many others. Thank you for pushing me beyond my comfort zone when you knew it was right, for constantly looking out for me and keeping me on top of things, for the laughs and times when I need help with my homework and all you can say is that there shouldn't be so many letters in my math problems, and for everything else that you do, thank you. Dad, thank you for working tirelessly to provide for, protect, and guide our family at all times, no matter the cost. Thank you for giving me someone to look up to. Couldn't be more grateful that I have someone like you to say that I am an almost exact replica of. To my brothers, thank you for looking up to me, for keeping me in check, and for loving me in the brotherly ways that you do. To my grandmother, who we unexpectedly lost this past October, thank you for being one of my biggest cheerleaders and best buddy. While she may not be here with us physically, her presence is still overwhelming. I am dedicating this speech in honor to her. To the rest of my family, thank you for supporting me, pushing me to be my best, and for showering me with your plentiful love. To the teachers, administrators, counselors, and all other staff members, no thank you could ever be enough. You all work hours upon hours teaching, planning, disciplining, and so much more behind the scenes to create an enjoyable, safe learning environment for us to flourish into the people we are today. If you haven't expressed your appreciation to these people, it's never too late. On behalf of my fellow graduates and to the makers of Quizlet, Spark Notes, Mathway, Caffeine, Chick-fil-A, and all other things that have helped keep us awake and passing our classes, thank you. Most importantly, I would like to thank God for ironically allowing me to become a Red Devil. He has guided and equipped me with special gifts each step of the way, and I know He will continue to do so moving forward. It is my prayer that each and every one of you may find and pursue the purpose He has laid out for your life, and that you may receive His overflowing mercies with open arms. Finally, to the ones we've all gathered here to celebrate, thank you, fellow graduates. You are what make LHS feel like home. The camaraderie we share is something that I will never forget and has made my high school experience unlike what I could have ever imagined. I would recognize so many of you by name, but then I'd have to start handing you diplomas, and that's not my job. It seems like yesterday we were touring the halls of LHS for the first time as awkward little 8th graders, until Monday when we walked those same halls in our fun wizard robes and cardboard hats with the confidence that we had conquered them. It seems like yesterday we were freshmen coming to our first game here under those Friday night lights, and now we're here for the final time under those same lights to turn our tassels. And it seems like yesterday our world shut down as an invisible enemy overtook every aspect of life, but we've overcome, and look at us now. Personally, I think if you can make it through a pandemic, no other obstacle can prevent you from being whoever and wherever you want to be. We are the future, so don't let anything hold you back from making that future something to be proud of. I want to spend the next few minutes talking about something that I have a more familiar background in, running a race. As most of you now know, I've been a member of the cross-country and track teams here at LHS, so running has been a huge part of my life. Before you start to question why I chose running for fun, I just want to clarify that no one ever said it was fun, except for Ronnie Tesfaye, of course. It's the people, discipline, and lessons that come with running that have brought me back year after year, and I'd like to share a few pieces of what I've learned now. The first is that you are the only one that can run your race. Sure, that's super cliche, but sometimes it's the most common phrases that hold the most truth. With each race that you run or journey you embark on, there's a starting line and a finish line. Whatever happens between point A and point B is entirely up to you, and you only. There will be things that get in your way, obstacles you have to get around, hurdles you have to jump. But in the end, when you cross that finish line, the time posted next to your name isn't anyone else's but your own. The outcome is only what you and you alone put forth with each step. It's not the guy sitting next to you, or your mom, or your dad, or your coworker, or your boss, or you fill in the blank. You can try to make excuses for why the outcome wasn't what you wanted, like I just wasn't at my best today, or I didn't eat the right things, or that guy tricked me along the way. There will be obstacles, but it's how you react to them and forge your own path around them that matters most, and can mean the difference between first and last place. The second lesson I've learned from my running experience is that all races have an extra piece that is often overlooked but is essential to success. To illustrate this idea, I'm going to focus on a specific race that has come to be one of my favorites, the 5 kilometer or 5K race. For those of you out there that wouldn't dare run a 5K unless you were being chased, or if you aren't familiar with the metric system, since we like to be different here in America, a 5K is approximately equal to 3.1 miles, but for simplicity, we'll say it's 3. However, the 5K can be broken down into 4 parts. There's miles 1, 2, and 3, of course, but what's the 4th? You might just think that I can't count, but I don't think I'd be giving this speech if that was the case. The 4th and equally important part actually comes first, the training and warm-up for the race. No one can hop up after doing nothing but sitting on the couch and eating potato chips and go run an impressive 5K. If you can, let me know what your secret is. Almost all runners, though, have to work hard to meet their goals with hours and miles of training and piles of falling apart pairs of shoes, while developing a mental toughness that will let you keep putting one foot in front of the other. I can happily say that I have survived this first part, both as a cross-country runner and as a high school graduate. And guess what, class of 2023? Congratulations, you all have too. These past 4 years served as the training and warm-up that you will need to run the race that is set before you. So lean on the things you have learned as a high schooler, and remember them when the obstacles come, the pain sets in, and it seems like the finish line is too far away. Lastly, the start should be just as strong as the finish. The moment you turn your tassels later, the starting gun will go off. The race begins. The first mile of the 5K is important in that it sets you up for the rest of the race. You set your position and pace. If we were actually running a 5K, I would tell you to be conservative at the start. But as this new chapter begins, I want to encourage you all to get out fast, get ahead of the pack, and keep that pace. If you play it too safe at the beginning, you'll spend the rest of the race playing catch-up. If you can get ahead, seize the opportunity. You never know what obstacles may come, so having that extra advantage might keep you from falling behind. So whatever mile 1 might look like for each of you, whether it be college, your first job, or joining the military, take every opportunity to set yourself up for a race worth running. But then mile 3 comes around. If you've played your cards right, mile 3 should be a breeze, straight through the finish line. You've already done the hard part, you just have to make it to the end. I guess you can call the finish line retirement, after which the top finishers live a life of luxury on a private island somewhere in the Caribbean. I know that's looking pretty far ahead into the future, but if you would like that to be you, focus more now on what your mile 1 would look like and the effort you will put forth, and the rest of the race will fall into place. Usain Bolt, Olympic gold medalist and probably one of the most well-known runners of all times, spends each day running his race, both on and off the track. Bolt may not have been a 5K runner, but there is no one more fitting for me to leave you with a quote from. He says, "The difference between the impossible and the possible lies in determination. A lot of legends, a lot of people have come before me, but this is my time. Class of 2023, let this be your time. Run the race set before you with eagerness and passion, and don't let anyone tell you that the finish line is too far away." It has been a true honor to stand before you all on this momentous occasion. I wish you all the best, and I am forever proud to be a Red Devil. Thank you.